A portion of this video is sponsored by Private Internet Access VPN, my preferred VPN for surfing the web anonymously, safeguarding my online privacy by blocking ads, trackers, and malicious spyware. More on Private Internet Access a bit later in the video. Let's take a look today at the differences between the iPhone 12 mini and the new iPhone 13 mini. A lot of you guys have been asking me in the comments if it's worth upgrading this year, and I'm here to answer that question in the form of a dedicated video. So hopefully you find this video informative. The iPhone 12 mini, although a novelty iPhone at the time, was one of the poorest selling iPhones we've ever seen. But it was hands down one of my favorite iPhones of all time. So why is that? I mean, I daily drove the iPhone 12 mini for about 1 year straight, and I loved almost every aspect of the device. So what exactly is it about the iPhone 12 mini that many consumers didn't just seem to appreciate? Why did the iPhone 12 mini flop? And have those concerns been addressed on the new iPhone 13 mini? So let's find out. How's it going, everyone? My name is RJ, and I'm a bit of an iPhone mini enthusiast. I just picked up the iPhone 13 mini about a week ago, and I'm still in the process of working on my full review. So if you have any questions or concerns you want me to address in the full review, comment down below and ask away. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and turn on that bell notification icon so you don't miss a single upcoming video on the iPhone 13 mini. To really understand why the iPhone 12 mini flopped, you need to realize that the iPhone 12 mini was a device that Apple released out of the blue. Apple figured there was a market for small smartphones, and they decided to test this market by releasing a 5.4-inch iPhone with flagship specs. Honestly, at the time, I wasn't expecting Apple to do this. Tim Cook isn't really known for trying new things, so this came as a complete surprise to me. And it looks like the general public didn't also receive the iPhone 12 mini all too well. I truly believe a lot of people were intrigued by the one-handed friendly form factor, but I feel like ultimately the iPhone 12 mini's demise came down to important details like poor battery life, and in turn, many potential buyers opted to go with the bigger iPhone 12 instead. Believe it or not, last year's lineup of iPhone 12 models, including the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max, had terrible screen-on times, judging by normal Apple standards, of course. This year, with the iPhone 13 lineup, battery life is an entirely different story. Price and storage-wise, we're looking at $599 for the iPhone 12 mini and $699 for the iPhone 13 mini, so about $100 difference. So what exactly are you getting for $100 more? Well, for starters, the iPhone 13 mini now comes with a baseline storage of 128 gigabytes. That alone to me would be worth the price of admission. But there's more. The biggest difference this year between the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 13 mini is about an hour and 45 minutes of screen on time. This year, the iPhone 13 mini is equipped with a 2405 mAh battery and the raw efficiency of the A15 Bionic processor. I've been using the iPhone 13 mini for close to 2 full weeks now, and I can confidently say with the iPhone 13 mini, I can go out in public without a MagSafe battery pack and still get nearly a full day's worth of use. This wasn't something that I was comfortable doing with last year's iPhone 12 mini. Based on my standard day-to-day usage pattern, I've been impressed with the screen on time I've been seeing on the iPhone 13 mini. Now, does this mean that everyone else out there is going to be able to replicate the same 6 to 7 hours of screen on time that I've been seeing on my iPhone 13 mini? Probably not. I don't consider myself a power user anymore. Once upon a time, I was addicted to my smartphone, but those days are now long behind me. I don't seek validation over on social media. I don't hunt down those likes on Instagram. Nowadays, I'm more about mindfulness and trying to be the best version of myself each and every single day. And just by disconnecting from my smartphone, I'm able to achieve much more of my personal goals. A typical day of usage for me consists of watching a few 10-minute YouTube videos, replying to business emails, scrolling through Instagram and Twitter for about total 30 minutes a day, chatting with a few of my good friends on WhatsApp and Telegram group chats, and listen to Spotify during my workouts. That's pretty much it. My phone these days is pretty much an accessory to me instead of a time-consuming capsule. Hence, that is why I feel like the iPhone 13 mini is the perfect device for me and for my own personal workflow. I use it more so as a device that helps me disconnect from social media and focus on the real world instead of a device that's going to be time-consuming and take up most of my day. Especially with this 5.4-inch screen, you aren't as captivated and engaged by what you see on your smartphone, so it becomes easier to easily pull away and disengage entirely. Speaking of screen on times, you guys know me, I do a lot of research before buying a product. So after conducting a lot of research for a reliable, trustworthy VPN, I stumbled upon Private Internet Access. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. A VPN is the best way to protect your identity online and keep your data away from hackers and spammers. With a VPN, all of your internet traffic goes through a secure tunnel. Essentially, your IP address is hidden and your data is encrypted. With With the VPN, you can unblock geo-restricted content when streaming Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and much more. As some of you guys may already know, I live in Canada, and some of the best shows on Netflix aren't made available to me. This is where I use private internet access to bounce my location to a different region, unlocking a whole new set of new shows in the process. Private internet access is a very fast and reliable VPN with over 20,000 servers in over 75 countries, and they have a strict no logs policy. What I appreciate about private internet access in particular is that it's so simple to use, and their VPN is 100% open source and their code is made public, making this the most transparent VPN out there, period. They do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee and it's completely risk-free. So by using the link in the description below, you can get complete digital privacy for less than $3 a month and an additional 2 months for completely free. Speaking of the screen, this year the iPhone 13 mini is equipped with pretty much the exact same OLED panel as last year, except this year the new screen is about 22% brighter. So you're looking at a max brightness of 800 nits on the iPhone 13 mini versus 625 nits on the 12 mini. This is a much welcome change in my opinion. It's far easier for me now to use the iPhone 13 mini outdoors on a sunny day and also in bright indoor conditions. This year the screen size is still 5.4 inches and the refresh rate is still 60 Hz. And quite honestly, I've changed my tune completely about 120 Hz pro motion. Let me explain. It's a bit complicated to explain, but 120 Hz on an iPhone doesn't feel all that different to me in comparison to 60 Hz on an iPhone. I've used the iPhone 13 Pro and I'm having a really difficult time distinguishing the difference between 120 Hz and 60 Hz. What's even more strange is that I'm able to notice 120 Hz almost immediately on an Android device that uses an adaptive refresh rate system. But on an iPhone, pro motion is almost non-existent. Well, to me anyways. Now, this may be because third-party applications are yet to optimize their apps for 120 Hz pro motion. But for now, I'm completely okay with 60 Hz, especially if it means I'm going to be seeing better screen on times. Design-wise, we have an identical chastity and styling to last year, except this year, the new iPhone 13 mini is slightly thicker and a bit heavier. This isn't necessarily a negative thing. The iPhone 13 mini is still highly portable, and I haven't noticed any hand fatigue after extensive use. So still an award-winning design in my opinion. Now, if you're picking up the iPhone 13 mini in hopes of drastic performance upgrades, then think again. The performance difference between the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 13 mini aren't all that noticeable. It honestly feels like the same processor as last year. Now, I did a bit of gaming on both of these devices, playing Wild Rift for about an hour straight, and I didn't notice any overheating on both of these devices. So Apple did a fantastic job with their thermal cooling system. It's pretty funny, but Apple year after year quietly keeps stepping up their speaker game, and this year it's no different. The iPhone 13 mini clearly has improved speakers over the iPhone 12 mini. There's a bit more clarity now in the speaker game, and the iPhone 13 mini, if my ears don't deceive me, also gets a bit louder than the iPhone 12 mini. Here's a quick speaker comparison for you guys. This year, the iPhone 13 mini has a completely revamped and upgraded camera system. There's a new diagonal arrangement, and this isn't just an aesthetic change. This design was necessary to give the iPhone 13 mini larger sensors. The iPhone 13 mini is equipped with the exact same flagship primary lens that was found on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This new sensor captures 47% more light, making it a complete beast when it comes to low light photography. Plus, you get new sensor shift OIS, which of course is better for stability. What I've noticed is during the day, it's hard to spot the differences between the two primary lenses. I mean, there are a few shots where there's a tiny bit of distinction in color reproduction, but apart from that, most of these photos look quite similar. But it's in low light scenarios where you notice a drastic improvement this year. When you compare these shots, the iPhone 13 mini gets the white balance correctly. Plus, it's able to handle brighter lights much better, and generally overall, the images look cleaner. This year, we also got cool new features like cinematic mode and photographic styles. Cinematic mode is similar to portrait videos, but just for videos. You get that nice background bokeh effect all while leaving your subject in focus. Cinematic mode will also switch focus between faces when deemed appropriate, so some pretty cool stuff, and it does work rather well. Photographic styles is more powerful than a traditional filter. The new AI filter allows you to fine-tune your camera and capture images with the chosen filter. It's a pretty neat feature that I don't see myself using more than once, so to me it is a gimmick. And that, my friends, in a nutshell, is pretty much the differences between the new iPhone 13 mini and the iPhone 12 mini. This year we now get double the storage, better battery life, the same same awesome form factor, plus new colors and a faster chip. The camera systems have improved, especially in low light scenarios. So if you are on the fence about upgrading, it's definitely a worthwhile upgrade. You'll almost immediately notice the improvements in the battery life and the camera quality. I will leave you guys with my iPhone 13 mini full review. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out today's sponsor, Private Internet Access. There is a link in the description below. And don't forget to flex with your tech.